Alright, so in today's video we're gonna full deep dive into one of the trending effects right now, the building grow effect. You've probably seen it on TikTok, in edits, in some insane music videos, but here we are not just gonna do the basic version, we are gonna break it down and rebuild it from scratch. No half measures here, we are layering everything, animating everything and adding those tiny details that make people stop scrolling. First step, we start with our rough shot. In my case, I've got this cityscape with the 3 main buildings I wanna animate. And before we even talk about building them up, we've got to separate them from the background. So I double click on my clip, grab the RotoBrush tool and just start painting over the building I want. You don't have to go crazy on perfection here if your shot's not moving much, but for me, I want those edges clean. And then I go frame by frame when needed, refine the selection, and when I've got my building isolated, I freeze the roto. Now, here's a trick, a lot of people skip it. Once I've got my building cut out, I also need the inverse. I just duplicate the layer, invert the RotoBrush selection, and boom, now I've got the background with the building missing. This is where the whole feeling comes in. If you just left it like this, you'd have a big ugly transparent gap where the building was. So I grab the content-aware fill or a simple solid with some clone texture and patch it. My goal is to make it so when the building is gone, you are not distracted by this weird cuts. The background still looks complete and clean. Next up, I take each building and recompose it into its own composition. Why? Because I want total control over each one's animation. So I've got 3 pre-comps, 1 per building. Inside each I have 3 rectangular masks, and each representing a section of the building. Think of them like horizontal slices stacked on top of each other. I animate the masks so they start hidden and move upward, creating a construction effect. To add depth, I use drop shadow on each slice, animating its opacity so it disappears right as the building finishes revealing. Once the basic build animation is done, I apply a CC scale wipe to add extra motion. I animate it so the building stretches slightly during the reveal, then snaps back to normal. Now I add glitch overlays. I place them behind each building, mask them so they only appear within the building's shape, and keep them static in the background. After the reveal, I animate each building's scale and the rotation slightly. Small distortions that make the motion more dynamic. On the glitches, I apply CC ball action. I animate grid spacing at both sides so the glitches break apart and they form. Then I add deep glow to intensify the bright glitch elements, and for the final layer of detail, I add the dust overlay across the whole scene. It's subtle, but it adds atmosphere and makes the shot feel more complete. So, and that's the philosophy here. You take a trendy effect, you break it apart, and you rebuild it with the actual design thinking. Because yeah, the basic TikTok version is cool, but when you put in the extra time, that's when people DM you asking, bro, how did you do that? So, that's the problem.